Hi,
Hello. Hi, everybody.
how's it going? Nice to see everybody. We're going to wait for you guys to come back. I took a little time this morning. We'll start with a rune. Okay. This will be your weekly rune reading. Ooh, nice. Nice. Let's find out what you have in store. New beginnings. Lots of new beginnings this week. Don't you think, Solange, with all of the news coming through? A lot of new beginnings. And so
Indeed.
we're in initiation. This is an initiation rune. The name of the rune, okay, is Perth. Perth. All right. The short version of Perth is, I'm just going to go to the whole page, 103. It's not reversed, so it's in its place. All right, so I'll show you guys what it looks like. I don't know if it's easier for me to show you like the book picture. That might be easier, right? The book picture. So it's called Perth. All right, and this is about initiation, something hidden, a secret matter. So what it's telling you is that you may not have all the information yet to move forward the way that you would like, but it's coming. Okay, a hierarchy. A hieratic or mystery rune pointing to that which is beyond our frail manipulative powers. There's nothing you can do. It's going to happen. Okay. Perth is on the side of heaven, the unknowable, and has associations with the phoenix, that mystical bird which consumes itself in the fire and then rises from its own ashes. Its ways are secret and hidden. Powerful forces of change are at work here. Sorry. Sorry, Spirit was interrupting me to ask me some questions. I'll get back to the reading right now. Okay. Powerful forces of change are at work here, yet what is achieved is not easily or readily shared. Okay, so that means that you probably have some secret information that you're not ready to pass on to anybody else. They're telling you to play your cards close to your chest. You don't have to share everything with everyone. Okay. All right. Let's see. On the side of the earthly or mundane, there may well be surprises, gains, or rewards that you did not anticipate. Hell yeah, send me money from heaven. All right. On the side of human nature, this rune is symbolized by the flight of the eagle, soaring flight free from entanglement, lifting yourself above the endless ebb and flow of ordinary life to acquire broader vision. All this is indicated here. Another of the cycle runes, Perth stands at the heart of initiation. Nothing external matters here, except as it shows you its inner reflection. This rune is concerned with the deepest stratum of your being. Feel how we're all dropping into our heart chakra? That's what we're doing right now. We're dropping into our heart chakra. We're bringing awareness around how we feel, how we connect, how we ground in that information. All right. So I'm going to read that sentence again. This rune is concerned with the deepest stratum of your being, the bedrock on which your destiny is founded. For some, Perth means experiencing a death. In need be, let go of everything, no exceptions, no exclusions. Nothing less than renewal of your spirit is at stake when you draw this rune. So basically, turn the page, get out of the loop. Stop repeating the same shit. That.
I love that.
Right? So do we have anybody that wants like a card?
We don't have any comments yet, but we're
Okay,
still.
who okay, so what streams are they on? Do we have anybody on Twitch?
We have 3 people only on Facebook right now.
Oh, on
So we
Facebook? Okay.
have, okay, there we are.
Oh, okay, great. Let's do
Catherine.
let's do Pam. Let's do
All
Pam.
right.
All right.
Pam.
Pam. You know, when she says I do, she really does. Okay, so Solange and I, we spent the morning talking because I like to talk a lot. Anyway, big plans are coming, which is really nice. Super happy about that. And Solange and I decided this morning that what we would do is we would pull one card, interpret the card, and then we would together give you guys one reading today. That's all we really have time for. But we're super happy we chose you, Pam. Keep in mind, all the readings pertain to everyone. So if you're noticing, I'm pulling all the energy of the thread. I'm pulling all the energy of the thread. I know, right? Okay. All right. So it'll be a general reading, Pam. There's nothing coming up. There's nothing coming up for romance right at the moment. Okay. So that means just be patient, sit tight. So it's not in. It's not this just in. It's not in yet. Okay. Okay, Solange, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 2 cards, okay? I'll pull one from Moonology. Okay, and then I'm going to pull one from the Cryon deck. They're both Oracle decks, okay? And so, can you take screenshots and put them in the comments? Are you able to do that? Can you do that?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Okay. Whew. Oh, okay. Okay, so what I want you to do, Solange, is I want you to feel into romantic energy for Pam. See how she kind of feels up in her head? And I want you to bring that energy down into her heart chakra. There we go. Okay, and so is romance prevalent right now? It's something that she desires, but it doesn't feel like it's close enough to pull it in, but it is coming. Is that right?
I'm feeling something huge coming. Something
Right.
very big. I felt like a full of amount of energy around my head and my heart chakra.
Right. Okay, so here's the cards. Okay, so see, you just tuned in, you got the energy reading. Really good, huh? Okay. All right. Here's the cards. Here's the colors. The colors of the cards are important, and so they correlate with chakras and stuff. And this one is celebrate what's coming. Look how big it is, though. Look how big. How great, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So for me, because of the picture and the colors for this, right, it really resonates with her being heard and her saying what she wants out loud, right? That's how it feels to me, that she has to really speak her truth from her heart in order for it to come to fruition. And then what I got was, so new moon in Virgo, all right, is the Moonology card, right? So new moon in Virgo, and it says a time to give rather than take. And so by the new moon, right? So that's going to be about 2 weeks, right? So at the new moon, it's not the Virgo new moon, but by then, all right, you'll be able to release that feeling of you doing everything. And that needs to change the story. Story can't be that. The story has to be something like, I do my part. And that will soften how you feel alone. Okay. I do my part. And when my partner gets here, we're going to do it together and we'll be whole, actually letting everything come together like that. That would be the story that you would tell. When I said that we would be whole, I want to not retract, but I want to retrace those steps real fast because I don't want to give you the wrong impression. You're whole now, and you're not just doing half, you're doing your whole part. And if you want more in partnership, they'll have to do their whole part. So you're celebrating autonomy right now. You're celebrating sovereignty to where you're really falling into who you naturally are. Oh, I feel like it has something to do with human design as well. Is that right, Solange?
Yes, and I'm feeling something like she's been lately too much in her head, maybe not even like not that much in her heart, her chakra. So maybe like tuning more into her intuition instead of like giving
What
too
she
much
thinks about things.
thought.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm getting that as well. So that would be like that would probably be doing things like gratitude practices and allowing
Mhm.
yourself to feel the gratitude, not just think about what you're grateful for, but really bring it into your body so that you can have that full body experience. I think that that would probably help. There's there is as soon as not a, as I have Pam, right? What I feel is that she's standing at the edge of a choice
Mm.
and she's being urged to choose herself. Yeah,
Mm.
that feels
Yes. Yes, and taking care of her body as well. Like not only um, doing gratitude practices, but taking care of her body as well could be a really good way to like tune more into herself.
right. And what would you suggest? What would you suggest for
Um,
somebody who needed to get more in their body and ground in like that?
Maybe to do some yoga or like meditation practices would be great, I think.
Hmm. Okay, so she has some meditation practices that I know of. Yoga, you know what? I really do like body movement because body movement,
Movement.
yeah,
Yes.
and it's yoga can be gentle enough, like yin yoga could be gentle enough to where you're really honoring your body and you're stretching through some of the things that you've stored in there and that releases. So
Mm.
that's something else that would really work. I do see a stretching regime for her right now to where like they're showing me that she's standing. So I see you standing, Pam, and right now you're clearing a lot. Right now you're clearing a lot, and I wish you'd stop. No, I'm happy you are. Okay, so I see you standing, and in your in how you're standing, one of the oh man, okay, so super cool came through just like this. You're a projector. You need to project to yourself that which is divine, just
Mm.
like that. So she is a human design uh, practitioner. And so she reads human design, but she is also a projector. And it's funny because they said that she has to counsel herself, right? She needs to
Mhm.
talk to herself and give herself that same advice that she's giving to others.
Funny, right?
Like, love you. Maybe do a bubble bath. I don't know if you do bubble baths, but maybe a bubble bath, something that's outside the norm that
Mm.
tells you, that signifies to you physically that you're taking specific time out of the day, that you are honoring you and creating a sacred practice around. It could be the 3 minute gratitude thing where you're doing um, salt and water. Okay. And it could be, we're going to cut it short. People are working outside. Okay. So it could be like that 3 minute gratitude where you get the cohesion, right? Where you have the cerebral brain and the heart brain where they come together and all your cells show up, but really tuning in. Okay. Really tuning in to what feels makes you feel right, comfortable, safe, and happy, really choosing what brings happiness and joy to you. They are also saying that joy needs to be a very specific vibration for you, that you need to just experience it. So sitting and bringing that particular emotion up from your body and saying, wow, what's joyful, and really just getting into joy, it will create the freedom that you're looking for the manifestations you're asking. You need to be a vibrational match for what's coming. And because of that, when I say that, I want everybody to understand that we have a cycles per second vibration that creates a frequency and light emission. That is us. We're light and frequency. So we all have a different frequency. It's how we tell the difference between walking into a wall and walking through a doorway. It's this like a radar frequency thing that we are. Okay. And when we get into the frequency of allowance, all right, it's a different frequency than ask. Okay. And it's a state of being. So moving into a state of being where you start practicing things that you're grateful for. Like you can touch your TV, you can touch whatever, but you want to get down into your breath. Hold on. There we go. Anyway, you want to get down into your breath to where like you're grateful for the very breath that you have. When you get into that style of gratitude and in that practice, right? So the practice was 8 ounces of water and 8 teaspoons of salt. You feed it thoughts and feelings of gratitude that you have, and then you drink it. Okay. So that's the gratitude water practice. Okay. So anyway, when you get into that gratitude, you are in a space to receive larger amounts of goodness. When you are pushing out what your ask is, half of what you're pushing out can't receive, right? It doesn't mean that you have to be in receipt all the time, because you're going to have your experiences through effort or through happenstance. I'll call it that. That's not what it is. It's your vibrational match. Now, we do create our reality. So part of what they're saying for you, Pam, is what are you saying? Like, what are your words? Right? Solange, is that what
Yeah,
you got?
I love it because we are uploading a reel tomorrow about this, about creating your reality. So stay tuned there.
I'm so excited. Okay, that's really good. Okay,
Yes.
good. All right. So part of it, Pam, is paving. Okay. And so when we come into the way that we feel about something and we get into our physical form, we are really connecting with our energetic self that's trying to communicate with us to tell us what kind of experiences that we're having. We're having experiences in thought. We're having experiences in emotion. We're having experiences in our physical form, our spiritual body, our energetic body. So we're having like a lot of shit go on just by opening the bread. You see what I mean? We're doing like a lot. So to be tangibly present in all of those aspects changes the, I want to say the pace of life. It slows it down. It lets you go ahead and breathe a little bit more. And then you make decisions in that presence, and you're not attached as much to what happened before or what you think should happen next. It's normal for us to make a decision and a choice to ask for something. And then when it comes, so we ask here, okay, and maybe our vibrational match is desperation. Maybe we're asking just to have that one bill paid. Let me pay just that one bill. Just give me enough money for just that one bill. Okay. So we're asking from here. Then the money comes. Okay. The money comes. And in between here and when the money comes, we've had a lot of fucking ideas, like a lot of better ways for things to happen and how things should come. And maybe it would look good like this, or maybe this would be better, or maybe that, or oh, what about this? I think that would be nice. That would be nice. So by the time it shows up, it doesn't look the same as when you manifested it. So when it shows up with this desperation energy, you really don't want it. So when you don't want something that you asked for and it shows up, you're in resistance. That's it. You're in resistance. So you can't receive. You just can't. There's no possible way for you to receive that. Okay. Not until you surrender to the energy and you just let it happen. Okay. So just relax and flow, and that will help. Well, it's only 11:34. Do you want to do one more?
Sure.
Okay, what about, thank you, Pam. What about Zim? Zim is
Yes,
down there from YouTube.
exactly.
Let's see if Zim is still there. Surrendering this.
Ooh. Confirmation. I love confirmation.
Yes, yes, yay!
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay, Zim's here. Great. So, Zim, do you have a question? Or, well, what we were doing earlier is we just pulled a couple of cards and we gave just a reading for like what came through. If you're okay with that, I would like to do that. If not, if you have a specific question, we'll speak to a specific subject. We're good about that either way. So, it's up to you. We'll wait for your feedback. Oh, how does my new neighbor view me currently? The way you think. Right. But I really want to pull that apart, okay? I want to pull it apart to the degree that it might help you. So, if it's for me, I'm sensing some contrast, all right? To where both of you have different views of certain subjects where you're creating expectations of one another that are, you're calling them like boundaries, but they're actually rules and expectations. What I would do is I would step back, okay, and I would ask myself what I want from this relationship. Then I would start telling that kind of a story. You are sensing resistance from the individual because I can feel the resistance from the individual. In that aspect, what I would say is really drop down into your heart chakra and find out what you think about you, right? Like what you think about you, because that's going to be how you show up. And if you're taking somebody else's version of you and you're looking through their lens, you can't measure up. You're not able to, because their lens is their lens. You have your own lens. So when you're looking through somebody else's binoculars and they have it sighted to where it's beneficial for them and they can see the distance that they want and they want you to look through them, when you go look through them, you're going to adjust them like this to your eyes. You're going to tune in to whether or not it's going to be clear, because that's your view of the situation. And that's pretty much how it works. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to give yourself a lot of grace. You got to give yourself a lot of grace, because you're a pretty awesome individual. And because you're a pretty awesome individual, finding that self-love and self-care, it's difficult because you have social anxiety, a little social anxiety around that. And I think that that is like spirit in your field. And so what I'd like to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and clear. Okay. So anyway, being clear. So what I think I'm going to do, exactly. Right, exactly. And so that's the thing, right? So there's resistance because a lot of times when you're getting into a relationship, right? And you have this desire for partnership and then somebody shows up, you're superimposing, basically. You're superimposing your ideal on them, and then you're expecting them to match everything that you think they should be in this relationship. So even though you're just starting out and it's very initiate energy for you, just beginning, right? So it's going to have all these butterfly feelings in your stomach. It's be like, oh my gosh, does he like me? I like him, or I like her, or however it's working, right? And then how do I feel about myself? Oh my God, am I enough? Am I enough? And those are questions you need to ask before you get interested in somebody. You don't ask those questions when you're interested in somebody. You should fucking know that answer before you start. Bam. And none of us do. So there you go. None of us do. What happens, right? Oh, are we being, oh, so we're being, oh, okay, I love you. So anyway, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drop into your heart more often and find out the beauty of you. Okay. So you'll speak beauty to yourself. Like, I love the beauty of the situation where I have this anticipation of seeing this individual and my heart flutters.
Mm.
I love the deliciousness that my body produces of anticipation and excitement when I think about possibly a love affair and maybe not even with this individual. I love how my body feels when I'm excited. I love how my body feels when I'm in desire. I love how my body feels when I'm in the beauty of who I am, right? And so when you start to say things like that to yourself, you're grounding in new realities and experiences, and you're prepaving for how to describe your next experience. When you describe your next experience, that's what you live. That's exactly what you live. So whatever words you utter out or in, whatever amount of novel you are speaking, that is what you live. So I would say more be very aware of the story that you tell. And maybe this individual is only showing you that you're desirable and that you're fun to be around. And maybe they're not ready to get married at the checkout counter. All right. So what you want to do is you want to become ready for the relationship that you would like, whether it's this individual or another individual. You want to become ready for a relationship. And how you do that is you get into self and you find out what things make you happy. Like what makes you, what brings you happiness? Because you hear that happiness is a choice, right? So happiness is just, it's going to be whatever it is. All right. But you're going to choose that because it's an emotion. So when you bring that emotion up, you're going to experience it. And you have that choice because we have that chromosome. You're going to attach it to the experience because it's a sensation. Now, when you have a similar experience, it will reignite that sensation. You'll determine whether or not it's good or bad because that's how you're going to file it. Okay. It isn't because you're doing anything wrong. It's just how you're going to file it. All right. So what kind of advice would you give to this individual? What do you think?
I was thinking the same when you were talking about creating the reality. I was thinking as well to work with some affirmations could be a great
Oh,
exercise as well. Either listen to affirmations on YouTube or Spotify or whatever you feel, or even create your own affirmations. It's great because it's giving you this reality that you want to create. So I think this is a great exercise as well.
I really like that. You know what? For a long time, when I first was changing my mindset, I posted up like a lot of, I've always had a lot of signage around me to remind me of what I think I should do or where
Mm-hmm.
I should be, or little funnies to, give me, happiness. And yeah, so yeah, I really like that. I like that. I like that a lot.
Vision boards are great for that as well to create your own reality. I love
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah. Because it's a vibe. It's a vibe. So you get
Exactly.
into a flow state that's happy, and all these happy things start happening to you. And you
Mm-hmm.
get into a miserable state, all these miserable things start happening to you. If you could recognize that you're in those states of being, then you can choose a different state of being and experience that instead. You just got to know. You have to come into reconciliation. Oh, wow, I'm experiencing some misery right now. What does that pertain to? What got triggered inside of me that I'm ready to release that's creating this sensation that's, I don't really necessarily want it right now. So, what is that? Do I have to process it now? Can I set it aside? Look at that. Yay, Zim. Very good. Very good.
Amazing.
Yeah, that is great. I love that. Yeah. And we're just, I want everybody to be super gentle with themselves though too, because like we're putting the pandemic time behind us, okay? And
Mm.
we're acting like it never fucking happened. That's fine. I would like for that to be the truth, but it isn't. It isn't. We have a lot of grief that we have not processed. like a shit ton of grief that we have not processed, from the loss of life to the loss of lifestyle, right? So we're mourning and lamenting what once was, and we know it's not there anymore. And we are wanting something different, and we think that it's going to fill that gap. You just have to recognize that it's a gap and say, oh, it's a gap, and then determine what it is that you want to experience next. But if you're not processing, right, the 2.5, 3 years of what we experienced, and you're not associating it to the different things that happened, to where you became restricted, to where antisocial was the way that you had to be, all right, to where you couldn't be currently engaged with other people physically, and you had to rely on a lot of energetic communication, space filling, different things, right? All of that opened up different areas of your brain. Now you have more choice. So in those choices, you might feel overwhelmed because you haven't processed some of the stuff that's stuck there. So when you process the stuff that's stuck there, you would do things in your meditation to say, okay, I want to work on losing that job, like, when the shutdown came, and I just want to release the charge of it. I'm going to sit in it. I'm going to ask that the earth go ahead and absorb all that charge for me, and that it transmute it into unconditional love. All right. And that's the easiest way to release charges. Okay. Wow. It's either that or right? Let's see. All right. So we promised cards. So I'll pull the cards now. Okay. A disseminating moon means it's in change. All right. So right now, Zim, you're in like benevolent energy. You're in understanding. You're in grace. You're in gratitude. And in that energetic shift that you're receiving, we're asking you to be kinder to yourself, to really understand that you are the important component in your experience, that you made it worthy because you showed up to your experience. Okay. And that's what it is. You're worthy because you showed up. That's all it is. Okay. So here we go. So it's benevolent energy. You've been working with God source a lot. So in that God source, what I would like for you to do, since you're doing a lot of prayer, I feel you're doing a lot of prayer. So in that prayer, what you want to do is you want to acknowledge that the universe, God, source energy, the God of your understanding, is providing for you. So in that, you would, if you're praying for a relationship, okay, then pray for you. I want a better relationship with myself. Please show me how. Please show me how to have a better relationship with myself. Okay. And then things will come forward that show you how to love yourself, how to appreciate you, how to bring joy into your life. All right. And you just start focusing on the things that come toward you, because there's a lot of good energy conspiring to bring you this love, this unconditional love into your experience. Okay. The next thing that I got was take time to breathe out. So breath work might be another option for you. So looking up on YouTube, right? Some breath work clinics, right? And maybe doing some breath work so that you can change your experience, because that's what you're doing. You're distorting the field that you're in that maybe is undesirable, and you're creating a more desirable way to really connect with who you are. All right. The losses that you suffered are substantial, and I would say that it probably knocked you off of the horse that you're riding on. The idea is to understand that you don't have to get back on that same fucking horse. You can get on a different horse. You can do anything you fucking want. That's what you learned. So we get overwhelmed with all this choice. What you do is you're just in the middle of it. So you just have to step back a little bit and say, what would I like to experience? And then ask yourself questions like, ooh, wouldn't it be nice to have somebody give me a ticket to that concert that I've been wanting to go to. Oh, that'd be so righteous. I would love that. Okay. And you just ask for those experiences. You're not asking for the money to buy the ticket. You're not trying to figure out how to do it. You're just asking for those experiences to come forward. Then when somebody buys you lunch, you go, oh, this is what a concert looks like. You do stuff like that. All right. Do you have any final words, Miss Solange?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a super complete message.
Okay, great. Well, we'll be back next Thursday at 11. And thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great day.
Bye.